I've driven many cars out of this car park, which requires me to do a quite sharp 180-degree turn through an archway over there. Never before have I experienced this. That is understeer. I can feel the front wheels scrabbling for grip, and the car is not turning as much as I want it to, all at 5 miles an hour. But despite that, I actually think this is quite a good car. It's not a car for me, but I do like it. More on that one later. Firstly, let's get to the engines. This second generation Citroen C4, which is also known as the B7 model, was sold in the UK between 2011 and 2018. And when it first went on sale, there were actually 3 petrol engines available: a 1.4 petrol with 90 PS, a 1.6 petrol with 120 PS, and a 1.6 turbo petrol with 155 PS. But in 2015, all 3 of those petrols were replaced with 1.2 turbo petrol with either 110 PS or 130 PS. When it comes to diesels, there were 2 options available: a 1.6 turbo diesel or a 2 litre turbo diesel. This is actually the 1.6. The 1.6 came in various different power outputs from 90 PS to 120 PS. Some are ULEZ exempt, some aren't, so check that out before you buy. Depends how old it is, which year it went on sale. But not many people bought the 2 litre turbo diesel with 150 PS, so if you're looking for one of those on the used market, your options are limited. Is it easy to get comfortable? Let's have a look. Hopping in the front, that's easy enough. This is set up for me. Let's see how much further the seat will go back. No, you are joking, right? I literally have the seat almost as far back as it will go, and I'm 5'10". If you're much taller than me, you might struggle to get comfortable in this car. Let's check out how much. What? You are. The seat is at its maximum height, and I don't particularly like driving high, and I have plenty of headroom left. So if you want a high driving position, you're not going to get it in this car. If you like driving a little bit high so you get better visibility around you as well, you're going to struggle. Let's just see how low it goes. Very low. I don't know why you'd want to be this low or what kind of length of torso you would need to find this comfortable. I already have quite a long torso, so I don't rate this car for its seat position. It doesn't seem to have a good adjustment for the vast majority of the population. You've got to be average or slightly shorter, I would say. Let's have a look at this steering wheel. Well, that's out as far as it will go, so I have that on maximum as well. Doesn't go in and out too far, say an average amount, and up and down as well, about an average amount. Well, that was the front. Let's see if it's any better in the back. Ooh, got my coat in the way there. Even though the seat is as far back as it will go, nice amount of room here. Get my feet under the seat and over a fist of knee room. Oh, head restraint's not very nice when it's down. Let's put that up. Ah, that's better, now it's comfortable. And I have storage pockets in both seats, and the materials back here as well, well, at least in this exclusive model, are really nice. The boot is generous for this size of car. You get 408 litres, and if you remove the parcel shelf and carefully place it at the side of the car instead of throwing it into the bushes, Matt Watson, then you can lower the seats and you have 1200 litres of space, although there is a big step where the rear seats are. However, you do get a nice handy storage net on the right and a couple of elastic storage things on the left too. Here's something that's clever. This little light here, there, well, you can pull it out, that's the light, but it doubles up as a torch. Sort of thing Skoda would think of. I'm really impressed with this interior. All of the materials are either decent or half decent. There's nothing that's really nasty in here. And the seats on this exclusive model have like a corduroy middle, which is really hard wearing. This car has 125,000 miles on it and the seats still look good. The bolsters are a combination of suede, leather and a bit of cloth, and they're looking fresh too when you consider its mileage. And it being the exclusive model means I get things like automatic lights, automatic wipers, a automatic dimming mirror, cruise control. I have a button here I can press which makes the dials go dark at night but leaves the important information. That can be easier on the eyes instead of having the bright lights of the dashboard. I have a button labelled P. I can pull up next to a parking space, press the P, indicate in the direction of the parking space, and it will tell me if that parking space is big enough. But if you can't judge if your parking space is big enough, you probably shouldn't be trying to park in between two cars. It's not fair on the owners of those two cars. Usually judging if the space is big enough is the easy bit, getting in is the hard bit. However, it does have front and rear parking sensors to help you out. It has heated electric mirrors with puddle lights, which is really nice. That's like a premium feature. You open the door and it lights up the floor for you. And dual zone climate control, which is nice so you don't argue with your passenger. Now for the driving, let's try it at low speeds. This has the automatic gearbox, or the EGS. I don't know what EGS stands for because I don't speak French, but it's a robotized single clutch manual, and if you don't know what that means, it's an automatic but slightly more jerky than usual. Let's see how jerky it is when I'm trying to go slow, because normally these systems sort of move in a bit of a jerk and then you stop in a bit of an abrupt way. So I'll put it into A to go forwards and I'll press the go pedal, gas pedal, and it's quite smooth. It engages the clutch really quite smooth. Does it creep? If I come off the brake, no, it doesn't creep. If I press the gas pedal, it then engages the clutch quite smoothly. Not as smooth as I would, but still not too bad, not annoying. It's a little bit jerky, but not annoying. Let's see what these front parking sensors sound like. Not a bad sound, that's not too annoying. Let's go into reverse, that's easy to select. And we'll come back. Again, it doesn't creep back. I have to press the gas pedal and then it will engage the clutch and move me. Staying slow is easy in this. It's intuitive and it's relatively smooth. It's better than some of these systems where when you come off the brake it starts to move, it engages the clutch and starts to move, and when you want to stay slow it still keeps the clutch engaged whilst you brake, so the engine and the brakes are fighting each other, which is not good for your clutch and quite often makes for some jerky stops and starts. But this one, it only engages the clutch when I engage the gas. Let's see what the rear sensors sound like. That's not a bad sound either. I have a screen here to show me how close I am to. Not a proper screen no, but just little bars. If I go into automatic mode now and see what the turning circle's like. There's that understeer at, well, 9 miles an hour to be fair. But the turning circle, that's about average. I forgot to mention the cup holders. Well, you get one here, but also on the automatic model, because you have such a little stick here, or this version of the automatic, there is a different version available too. You get this massive, absolutely massive storage thing in the middle here, which have 2 cup holders, which work perfectly for a 500ml bottle, or 2 of them side by side. Can I close it? And I can close it. Neat. I like that. Thirsty now though. So I'm on a steep hill. I'm in A, automatic mode. The handbrake's off. My foot brake is on. Let's see what happens when I come off the foot brake. Doesn't roll back. Just press the foot brake again. Oh, the engine's turned itself off. It does have a stop-start system that turns itself on and off. So it didn't roll back when I come off the foot brake. Let's see what happens then. It didn't creep forwards either. Let's see what happens when I go to the gas pedal. So come off the brake, engine starts, on the gas pedal now, using the gas, and it starts creeping forwards. Let's see how easy it is to stay slow. It's actually very easy. It's not jerky. And all I do is just regulate the gas pedal to stay at a low speed. Oh, it's getting a little bit jerky when I get down to just below, well, it is at 0 miles an hour, just at this really low speed. But of course, if I do this for a long time, that will overheat the clutch. Go a little bit faster, no problem. Come off the gas pedal, it slows down. Will it roll back? Yes, it will. Press the gas pedal though, the clutch comes up, or the clutch engages, there's no clutch pedal there, and then the robot does its job. So the robot does do more or less what I would be doing as a manual driver. It really doesn't do it quite as smoothly as a well-experienced human, but it's not far off, and it is very easy to drive. The pedals are positioned nicely and they're not too high off the floor, so whether or not you've got big or small feet, you'll find this easy to control. Okay, it's time to launch it. So, stop the car, no one's coming, floor the throttle. Wheel spin, wheel spin, wheel spin. Horrible gear change when you're on it. That's 46 miles an hour. And there we go, just about 60 there, just before we reach the bend and I needed to slow down. So when you're trying to drive this car quickly, the gear shifts are not very nice. So if I put it into M mode now, I can actually fix that into manual mode by using these paddles. If I pull the paddle, then come off the gas and reapply it, it actually does a very smooth gear change. Just need to go around this pedestrian, so I can do that now. I'm going to accelerate a bit quicker, and when I want to change gear, click the paddle, off the gas, reapply, and that's really smooth. You've got to work with it. So if you want to drive it quickly, you do have to sort of know what you're doing with the gearbox. As for handling though, no. If you ask how the car handles and you're interested in buying this car, don't buy the car. Downshifts are really smooth. If I come off the gas pedal and downshift, oh, it's perfectly smooth. Let's see how smooth it is if I downshift with my foot on the gas. So I accelerate now, I'm in fourth, down a third. No, not smooth at all. So essentially, to change gear smoothly in this, you need to come off the gas and give the robot a chance. If not, if you stay on the gas pedal, the robot is going to have to cut the gas for you rather abruptly. I don't believe this. This car has a fridge. There. I thought it was quite cool that I could fit my whole bottle of water in there, then close the lid. That's because it's cold. It's really cold in here. It's got a light as well. The fridge has got a light. My drink's cold. I've got a little shelf here. I could put a Kit Kat down there. That's really cheered me up. That's brilliant. What's not so good though are these massage seats. Sound good, but it's not a massage. It just moves the lumbar in and out if you push that button. I actually find it more comfortable to have the massage function off and just have the lumbar set to its max. Now I want to talk about town driving, and one feature I want to mention first is the extended stop start. You could call it a micro hybrid system. It's only available on the eHDI model, or at least I think it's only on the eHDI with this particular gearbox, the EGS gearbox. And how it works, if I slow down now to 5 miles an hour, the engine will cut out. It's off, which is not that unusual, but it's got a bigger battery, so I still have my steering. Many cars that cut out, steering goes stiff. It has this very strong starter motor. It's called a starter generator on the gearbox. So the moment you come off the brake, it starts. No vibration, no it just powers into life straight away to enable you to get going, which is quite ahead of its time. This is a 2011 car with a feature like that. That's a feature that cars are getting now, although a bit more advanced. They have proper mild hybrid system, which are also able to deliver power to the gearbox as well as making it start quickly. This only makes it start quickly. Either way, I'm impressed. At the beginning of the video, I said this is not really the car for me because it doesn't handle very well, but it is a good car. And that's because it's just so comfortable and easy. It's easy to drive, and it dismisses potholes that make me wince. It just glides over and I think, oh, that's not so bad. It does 50 to 60 miles to the gallon unless you're really mean to it, which I have been, which is why it's saying 40.3 at the moment. That's because it's been idling, ticking over, on and off, moving, doing the video, always gets really low. In fact, I'll reset that now and we'll see what that's like in a bit. It costs it's £30, I believe, a year to tax. The seats are nice and it has loads of features, and it's the perfect car for my other half, which is why this is my other half's car. She has got this car because for her needs, it suits her down to the ground. Oh, here's some potholes. I'm going to go into them. That is, well, I don't have words for it. Usually that is not very nice, but I just didn't care driving over those. It's almost worth it not handling. And as for the gearbox, you kind of learn to make it smooth. Just reduce the gas pedal whenever you feel the robot about to change gear, then it's smooth. Or if you're driving slowly, it's smooth anyway, and it's easy to park. Something else that makes the car good is the price. If it was expensive, I'd expect it. But because it's £4,000 for a car of this age and this mileage, or thereabouts, I'm actually impressed with what you get for £4,000. You can use these paddles if you want to when you're in auto. You don't only have to be in manual. It will change for you, and then it stays in auto, and when it wants to change later, it will. But it does let you take control, which is handy when you want to pull out like that quickly without a jerky gear change, because you can leave it in auto and do your couple of gear changes whilst keeping it smooth, or you can just let it do it itself. Right, I've been driving now for a little while near a 70-mile-an-hour dual carriageway. I reset the trip computer and it's saying 56.4 miles to the gallon, or 55.3 now. I've been going uphill for a little while. That was over 60 earlier, but I generally get between 50 and 60. I've had 63 on a 180-mile journey across the country when I got the car. 56.4 again. Very impressed. Just about to pull onto a 70-mile-an-hour road now. However, I do actually know what it's like on these roads because I've already done 180 miles, and I can tell you it's good, it's comfortable, it's what you want on a long journey. Oh, a little bit of traction control cutting in there. Not the best gear change, should have done that myself. Let's get going. Upper gear, off the gas, on the gas. Accelerate, 45, upper gear, off the gas, on the gas. There you go, 60 miles an hour in the 5th gear. It's got 6 gears. It's nice and quiet at speed, already in 6th gear now, nearly 70 miles an hour. Set the cruise control, relax. You can do a lot of miles in comfort in this thing. Stays in a straight line, although it didn't when I got it because the steering joint needed doing. I've replaced that now and had a 4-wheel alignment. As is the expectation on a used car, you're going to have a few things you need to do. But it's really quite relaxing. I can't complain. Speed limiter on the cruise control as well, if you want to use cruise control in that way by having a limit instead of it just setting the speed for you. And it's an easy cruise control to use because it really clearly tells you what you've set it to and what you're actually at. Easy. I need to address an issue, and that is how much it costs to put these gearboxes right when they go wrong. This one's not too bad in comparison to others, but it's still a lot of money. The robot on this is £800 if it fails. You need to pay £800 to get it, then pay someone to install it. You could probably get a used one for £200-300, but obviously you buy a used item, there are risks with that. Some other manufacturers though, with their robotised manual gearboxes, well, their robots are a lot more money, sometimes 1,500 quid, so I can't really complain. It would be safer to have a torque converter gearbox because they are generally a lot more reliable, although when they do fail, they cost even more. But it's hard to find that kind of gearbox in a semi-modern, lower price car. These days, they're only really in luxury cars. If you were buying a 20-year-old car, yeah, a torque converter would be quite common, but then you'd have to have a 20-year-old car. So for this era of car, in this price range, and if you want an automatic, this isn't actually a bad one to go for, all things being considered. Well, I hope you've learned a thing or two about this Citroen C4, particularly this one with the EGS robotised manual automatic gearbox. I know the Citroen C4 can be quite a confusing car. You've got the C4, you've got the C4 Cactus, the C4 Picasso, the C4 Grand Picasso. Why they can't just give each car its own name, I don't know. I know the problem that's going to occur is I'm going to need to find a spare part for it. I'm going to Google it and I'm going to get the spare parts for all the other cars, but not the one I want, because I can't really say Citroen C4 because it brings up loads of other cars as well. That's just frustrating. Oh, look at that. 58.8 miles to the gallon in traffic over the last 10 miles, 60 miles to the gallon now. See what I mean? It is frugal. Well, if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe to get my future videos. And until the next one, cheerio.